It's Friday at the beginning of June in the year 2020. My boy was supposed to have his bar mitzvah tomorrow, but then COVID happened. It was supposed to be the culmination of an 8-month community building weekly class with a unique ceremony co-created by its celebrants. I was going to share in our collective pride, the good friend, thus growing our bond. I would stand or possibly sit with my husband by my side, glancing at each other and beaming. I was going to be working so hard on being present while fighting down my annoyance that my kid was faking it while singing one of the communal songs, and that he looked bored and unstimulated during the rabbi's sermon. I was supposed to be standing next to my one and only child during the most significant rite of passage of his young life and be beyond distraction with annoyance at how much he clearly did not want to be there and how he was ready to bolt at any second. I was then supposed to feel shitty that I wasn't being more empathetic in his moments of anxiety. And I would fuel my patience with guilt as I calmly worked to de-escalate and help him through it.
I was going to be clueless about what was going on and continue jostling and poking at my boy like he was a football.
I was going to get preoccupied with picking dog hair off of me and wonder if it was obnoxious of me to wear my wedding dress.
The writer would like the audience to understand that this was not a poofy, satin, lacy, beaded mermaid ball gown with a detachable train. She was not wearing a veil, or even the super cool purple fascinator that her best bud Franken crafted out of 2 other and significantly less fashionable fascinators. It was an eco-dyed jersey silk maxi dress that mimicked the style of her favorite summer dress because she liked the fit and was comfortable in it. This was not a say yes to the dress, $3,000 budget, champagne drinking entourage type of situation. It was custom made for her, not just for that one day, but also to be enjoyed again, perhaps at the boy's bar mitzvah, which then was a couple of years away. In other words, no one would look at her and think, why is she wearing a wedding dress? A la Sue Sylvester in the Glee episode where Mr. Shu and Emma are supposed to get married. Anyway, I think you get my point, or rather, our point.
Where was I? Oh, right. My neurotic focus on my outfit while my kid becomes a man. But I was going to be very busy chastising myself for not using a lint roller. And you know, I was going to be in so much freaking pain while standing up there, but too embarrassed to do anything about it. But as the minutes ticked by, the pain was going to spread and be so sharp that hot tears would spring from my eyes, and then my eyes would burn from the SPF in my face moisturizer running into my eyes, and I would scramble for something to dab them with. Finally, I would succumb to the sweet, sweet relief that would come when I sank down into a chair. I was then going to be annoyed with myself for not sitting down earlier while I look around at the crowd and assume that they think I'm lazy.
The writer would like the audience to know that she is not, in fact, lazy.
I would then be annoyed that no one seems to get that I have a chronic illness. And then I would get very preoccupied with feeling sorry for myself for feeling like shit much of the time and no one understanding what I go through.
The writer would like the audience to know that she really does have a chronic illness. And it sucks ass.
Anyway, I was supposed to stand and possibly sit next to the man I love, holding his hand and pressing myself up against him to be together in this experience while simultaneously feeling awkward next to my boy's father, while inwardly slapping myself for letting the awkwardness land with me.
Speaking of awkwardness, I was going to be the physical embodiment of same. Continually clearing my throat, looking around, visibly bored, possibly pulling out my phone every so often, and definitely adjusting my sweater or my glasses.
Oh, and I was going to be so annoyed with his lack of attention and fidgeting and that I would glare at him. Well, he remained oblivious. But I mean, I would be beaming with pride and love at my son's big milestone. Yeah, totally beaming over here. It's Friday at the beginning of June in the year 2020. Instead of feeling butterflies of excitement and anxiety in my belly and rushing around getting last minute details taken care of, no, I'm sitting at home feeling sad and a little bit relieved.
I'm Elizabeth Rose Morris, and I played the narrator.
I'm Scott McCulloch, and I played Dad.
I'm Carina Cojeen, and I played me.
And I'm Marlo Keshaw, and this was It's Friday at the beginning of June in the year 2020.